That makes a difference. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But let's try it out. So what do we have today? Today is PPI, nothing on the London session, no news. I don't want to miss something. No, no news today. Let's jump to the DAX. What is it looking like on the DAX? We have breakout structure to the upside. If I go to the 4-hour, we have it didn't sweep these 4-hour lows. If we go to the 1-hour, I can see that we're continuing to the upside, bullish, but we have some liquidities resting right here that I'm not gonna forget about. I'm gonna mark it out as yellow to see if it reverses from this area. All right, if I go to the 15-minute, there are some liquidities and there are also some fair value gaps resting right there, but it's not really a valid fair value gap because this candle did not close. It needs to be a 3-candle close to be a valid fair value gap. Now, if I go to the 15-minute, there's a liquidity resting right there. There are some liquidities resting right here that's not been taken out. So let's see what happens today. I'm gonna mark out this 15-minute liquidity, putting an alert on it. And I'm also marking out the overnight range. It broke through the overnight range before market open, and it closed the 15-minute candle before that. But I'm waiting and seeing because there's a 15-minute fair value gap right there. The school run has not really been working for me lately, unfortunately. Either we're too late to the move or we get stopped out on one to three pips, which is extremely annoying. Let's jump to the DAX and Nasdaq. What are we looking here? What are we seeing? Let me close these indicators. We're seeing a break of structure to the upside. There is a 4-hour liquidity resting right there. Let me change the color of it. And on the 1-hour, we have a break of structure going to the upside. We are bullish basically on both symbols today. There is a 50-minute liquidity that can be swept. I'm going to set an alert on it. There's also a 15-minute liquidity right there and a 15-minute liquidity right there. Let me check if there's any fair value gaps. That's not been tapped in yet. There's a fair value gap resting right here. I'm gonna mark it out. I'm gonna put a blue line right here in the equilibrium level of the fair value gap on the 1-hour to not miss it, basically. I'm gonna remove one of those liquidities. I'm gonna mark out the high and the low of the Asia session overnight range. Let's see what it wants to give us today. He adjusted the overnight range. It was not really at the high of this candle right here. Now it is. I'm looking for liquidity to be swept before I can do anything, basically. All right, liquidity has been swept on the 15 minutes right there. Working out the 1 hour liquidity also. Let's see here. We tapped into to the 1 hour fair value gap. I'm removing the overnight range because the candle is about to close in 2.5 minutes, and it's not likely for it to close over the overnight range right now. Waiting for a break of structure right in this area based on the liquidity that's just been swept, and I'm looking for a reversal or continuation, if you will, to the upside because we are bullish. So liquidity has not been swept on the Nasdaq, and the first 15-minute candle is about to close. Let's see. It did go to the upside. Yeah, it closed over the overnight range. I'm marking out this 15-minute liquidity as a low right now. If I jump back to the DAX, we are making a move to the upside. But there is not a low that is created for it to create a break of structure. see here. There is a high that's about to be created now in about 10 seconds. No, there's no high being created because there didn't, this candle didn't become a low. Yeah, we're still being patient with it because this move, usually what happens is liquidity sweep and break structure to the upside gives us a fair value gap. But these candles that is happening right here are not good candles to give us an indication that we're continuing to the upside. We still have time. We still have time. We still have liquidities that's not been taken out. So we're patiently waiting and watching what's going to happen. I'm looking for this either to do a reversal right there or continue taking out these liquidities and doing a reversal right there. Because the reaction of this is not, it's not very ideal. All right, liquidity has not been taken out yet on the Nasdaq. I'm waiting for that. Morning. I'm looking for it to give me a clean breakup structure. No. Right. Let's continue into the downside. Perhaps taking out these liquidities that's resting right here. You can see that the Nasdaq is going the opposite direction. Setting an alert on this 15-minute liquidity. All right, starting to reverse to the upside. I'm still waiting for a break of structure. Looks like it's creating higher lows. Just created higher lows, and now it's about to create a higher high and then continue maybe to the downside. We're creating a low and probably a high right there. Right there. Excuse me. And you can see that it's spiking up to the upside. So we are on the right track. There's a liquidity sweep on the 15 minutes. There is a fair value gap hopefully being created soon on this area right there. And I'm looking to take a long position if it gives me an entry. Looking for it to do a reversal to the downside, respecting one of these fair value gaps, and then continue to the upside. But this is a nice move. Unfortunately, if we miss it, then we miss it. Right, we're seeing a move to the downside. So we have three fair value gaps. You have one here. We have one, two, and three. I'm seeing which one it will react off of, and that is the one I will take a long position on. All right, about to enter. Let's see how it reacts right there. It might continue to the downside and take out these lower fair value gaps right there. All right, I just took the trade right there. I put my stop loss underneath this fair value gap. So I didn't put my stop loss underneath the liquidity because this will give me a way too huge of a stop loss area. And there's a probability that it reverses down to this area and then continue to the upside. So I will give it a chance to test the other fair value gap area. And if not, then it can continue down, take me out, and maybe reverse from this fair value gap, and then I could put my stop loss on this area right there. You can see that the Nasdaq is continuing to the upside. And hopefully the DAX will follow along. It's about to tap into the other fair value gap in the middle. See if it respects this fair value gap right here. I've entered another long position right there, and I put my stop loss underneath these areas right here. So I'm inside two long entries currently. The entry I took right here, I also put my stop loss not at the liquidity level, resting right there, because that would give me a huge stop loss. So I'm doing the same principle as done right here. I didn't risk 1% on this first respected area of the fair value gap, and I put my stop loss underneath this fair value gap, have it give it the opportunity of price to reach the fair value gap area in the middle and respect it and continue to the upside. Now, this middle fair value gap got respected again, or got respected with a bullish candle, and this is what I entered in the second position, and I also put my stop loss underneath the low of this fair value gap because it can do the same thing. It can continue to the downside, take me out on the first entry, and then respect this area and then continue to the upside. Let's see. And it can also take me out on both positions. Also looking at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is continuing to the upside, taking out 4-hour liquidity. Taking out 4-hour liquidity right there. We'll, yeah, I just got stopped out. No, I didn't get stopped out. I don't want to see these. Let's do it like this. All right. Here we are. I'm not now. Just got stopped on the first position. Let's see what it wants to do right here in this fair value gap area. So it reached the first fair value gap area, respected it by giving it a reaction to the upside, and then it continued to the downside, reached the other fair value gap area and respected that beautifully right here. Now it continues to the downside, taking out the first entry. And this is an invalid fair value gap because the body of the candle closed underneath. Now, on my broker, it's not invalidated. So interesting to see Germany 30 or something. It's invalidated. I'll check in different. Not. Some of them are invalidated and some are not. This one that I'm using on the Germany 40 is with Pepperstone, and it tells me it's invalidated. Or DE40. Yeah, it's not invalidated. It's respected this area right there. It might continue to the upside. I'm very tempted to take another trade, but I'm not going to do it. And even put my stop loss on these areas because this can be a beautiful move right here. But I've already taken 2 trades. I don't want to overdo it. This is a beautiful entry right there. Clean, fair value gap, reaction to the upside. You can see the Nasdaq's continuing to the upside. School one worked this time. I didn't like these. These kind of candles is not ideal for the school one. Let's see what's going on here. Right, we're continuing to the upside, following the Nasdaq. Removing this, removing this, removing this. I might change symbol, by the way, to DE40. I don't know why I haven't even chosen this one before. I'm gonna save it right there because my brokers show me this exact if I'm watching the candles. And because on my broker I only have, like in this scenario right there, I have a blue, or what do you call it? Green candle right there, which is not correct because here it's a rent candle going to the downside, and this is where I entered my first trade. See that? So every reaction on the fair value gap was beautifully executed because it gave us a reaction to the upside where we are continuing the bullish trend. Give us a reaction right there to the upside where we are continuing the bullish trend. Give us a reaction right there, continuing the bullish trend, but it's invalidated in here in the DAX in this symbol. So I might change the symbol to this one later on, not now. All right. We are getting close to the stop loss area. Seems like it doesn't want to continue to the upside today. It's contradictory to the DAX, Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is doing a huge move to the upside. Usually they follow each other, but not today. It just reached the fair value gap area. They respected the first time. It might respect it again. Right, nice move to the upside. So there's a high right there, but because it's so close to the other high on the higher time frame right there, I chose to take my first take profit on this area. Checking the Nasdaq. Whoa, look at the Nasdaq's continuing to the upside. Setting on alert. Right, we're about to take profit right now. Right, nice trade, a nice entry. Let's do a short breakdown. Let me do a short breakdown of what happened today. So we took we are bullish basically because of the breakout structure that's happening right there, the breakout structure that's happening right there. So we are bullish in our trend. If I drop down to the 15-minute, there is some liquidities resting right here, right there, right there. Now, this is a beautiful example of the market going upside. We're continuing to the upside. It's like a zigzag effect. It needs to come down, take out some liquidities, and then continue to the upside, right? It likes to hit the 50% mark about of this move. It's about to hit the 50% mark of this move to be able to continue to the upside. Now, this can just continue to the New York session open all the way. If you like to keep that, that's um, that's on every person on how they want to do it. So for the 15-minute, there was a 15-minute liquidity resting right here. I marked out the 15-minute liquidity, jumped to the 1 minute, watching the market create a breakout structure and a fair value gap. So in the first liquidity sweep, there was no breakout structure created, and that's not really a ideal move to take a trade out of. So we waited for the market to do another sweep of taking out all the stop losses of the people that entered right of this move to the upside, and then it did another move to the upside and it broke structure. This is not really a clean break of structure because it's not really a high and a low. So it broke a clear break of structure right there, basically. There's a high and there's a break of structure based on the body of the candle. And also we had three fair value gaps. There is one fair value gap right here, and one on this area. So on every fair value gap, there was a reaction. So the market could basically give us a reaction on this fair value gap and continue to the upside, or give us a reaction on this fair value gap and continue to the upside, or give us a reaction on this fair value gap and continue to the upside. And what did it do? I entered on the first position right there, but it didn't continue to the upside. And I entered on the second position right there, and that continued to the upside. And it respected all three fair value gaps basically. It didn't leave any of the fair value gaps without filling them. So it reacted to this fair value gap right there. We like this would have been an even better entry, right? Even better entry and even better take profit. But we didn't. We entered right here. That's about it. Great entries, great decision making, and yeah, that's about it. All right. Really good session and explanation. Thank you. Anytime, Frank. I am. I hope that's okay if I'm not using the camera. Let me know if you, I don't know, if you'd like to see me. Sometimes I'm not comfortable with that. Good stuff. Thank you. All right. So there won't be any trading tomorrow. Just to let you know, if you go to the calendar and you see that there is no trading tomorrow, it seems audio is better when not using the camera. Great to know. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. I didn't know that. There is no trading tomorrow on Thursday, so we have a day off tomorrow from the trading session. I live in Sweden, so people are in Sweden are there's a day off from people at work tomorrow. I won't do any live sessions tomorrow, so I will be doing the next live session in the New York session later today. Or if you're not trading the New York session, I will see you to next week on the 18th on the London session. All right. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and take care.